Would you run a company with maybe one or two employee, or maybe even just yourself, a one-man show, versus would you rather run a company with 30, 40 people? Same profit, same take home. Which one would you pick? Today I heard on a podcast, the guy was saying he's got 30 or 40 people on his payroll, and after all the expenses, I'll say his annual profit take home is like 240, 250. I was shocked. I was baffled at how little margin his business is netting him. I was just surprised that he was still keep the business running like that. Because any unexpected events happening, logistics, supply chain, surprises, maybe events like COVID, a war, all these external things that could happen that lead us to things that's outside of our control, his business is probably not going to turn any profit. And then a lot of times too is when company have these large amount of payrolls, people tend to have a tendency keeping the employees longer than they should be. People don't, as a business owner, a lot of times it's harder to let people go, so we tend to keep them longer than they're supposed to. And if you're going to run a business the right way, you're supposed to cut the bleeding quickly and sooner than later. But a lot of times that's the opposite. Anyway, I'm going off a little bit tangent on there. The point is, if you're going to make the same amount of profit, your overhead is going to run crazy with a large amount of employees. You're probably going to be way better off if you just have one or two people helping you run the business, or maybe you just run a one-man show. And I just saw yesterday too, now we have a one-person billion-dollar company. That's crazy if you think about it. There is no overhead from payrolls and the headaches, the HRs, all that. There's none. So be smart about how you run your business. If the take home is the same, you might want small amount of headaches.